Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video. This time we're going to take a look at Modernia, aka Marion, from the game Goddess of Victory Nikke. This is her alternative outfit, which is called the First Affection. And as you can see, she is feeling very affectious towards the commander. And I'm very excited to look at this figure, action figure, and see what it has to offer. It is made by the Snail Shell company, which is a very famous company for their very high quality action figures. I have two other figures made by them and they are incredible. If you don't know Snail Shell but you like action figures, I invite you to check out what they have to offer. Anyway, enough chit chat. Let's look at the box, shall we? Well, there's not a lot to look at. This is the front, then here is the back, here's the side, and here is the other side. And then we have the bottom. Yeah, so like I said, not a lot to see, because everything what we want to see is inside the box. So let's open it up. But before we do that, if you like my videos, then please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this, or this. I have a lot of stuff in my backlog to review, which is, for example, a Figma of Scarlet. I have a figure of Dorothy, the noodle stopper version, and a lot of model kits, which I don't have the time to make. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I have so many model kits, guys. I just need the time. I have two children, you know, one is 2 years old, the other one is 8. She doesn't really need as much attention as the younger one, but you know how it is as a father, or maybe not, I don't know how old you are, but it is hard. It's a hard knock life for us. So I'm doing my best. I have a lot of videos to make, so yeah, give this video a like and subscribe. Let's open the box, shall we? I might have to censor some stuff because she is almost naked. I know you like that. I know I like it, but YouTube doesn't really like it. So this is how it looks like from the package. Then we have the body, we have 2 faceplates, we have a few hands and a few feet. Then we have her weapon over here. We have a crouching, how do you call that? Bottom body. Whatever, man. We have a little doll of the commander. There is a small peg for the back, not the back. And we have a small little stick which we can use to change the direction of the eyes. And then here we have the base, the action base. So very nice. Let's open the rest up. And of course we have a manual if you're interested to see what it does, but I don't think this needs a manual. Alright, so here we have Modernia. Let's look at head rotation. You can rotate her head 360 degrees, very nice. Does she nod? Yes, she does. Yes, Commander, I would like to. Head articulation is very nice. Can she swivel her head? Well, yeah, she can. That's decent. Alright, let's look at her arm articulation. This is as far as she goes for her shoulders or upper arm articulation. It doesn't really go further than this. So if you want to make her yawn, you know, like then that's not possible, I guess. Or okay, so I took off the peg, so that means she can't articulate that far. Now I have to see how I put it back. Okay, sorry guys, I have to okay. I have to undress her. I had to undress her to fix this, but her arms doesn't go really far up. That's a bummer, because you know, when she wants to lay down, you want to make her lay down like with her arms all the way over her head, but that's not possible. Too bad. Does she rotate 360 degrees like this? Well, it should be able to be. Well, we have to do that, right? It should be doable. Well, you know what? Maybe we have to take off her clothes to see what her real articulation is like, because the clothes, as you can see, is limiting her articulation a bit, at least with her arms. I discovered something very, very useful, which is these buttons. These are magnetic. So yeah, that's a nice touch, literally. Okay, this is the part where YouTube probably won't like me very much, because she will be very naked. But yeah, I probably need to censor it. I'm sorry, guys, for those who want to see her nice bobas. Oh, by the way, there's still plastic sticking out here, so let's remove that while we're at it. Okay, right, let's start the real articulation sequence. Well, the head is still very, very articulate. As you can see, it's you can move her around, left to right, swiveling. It's all very nice. Let's look at her arms. Well, see, this is what I told you. It doesn't go further than this, which is a bummer. Okay, anyway, you could rotate her arm like this. Very nice. There's also a part here that you can turn, as you can see. That's also nice to have. Then you have the elbow joint, which goes until here. So you could not really make her go, well, more than 90 degrees. This is all you have. Then, of course, you have the wrist joint, which goes 30-60 degrees and up and down, depending on where this, how do you call it, this seam line goes, because that's like the part what makes it move up and down. Okay, then we have the upper torso. She doesn't really move in the upper torso. It's actually almost non-existent, as you can see. It's really hard. I'm not sure if it's only my version, but yeah, this isn't really articulate, which is also a bummer. I would have expected this to be a bit more articulate. Oh well, that's that. Then we have her upper leg, which goes all the way like this, depending on how you move the joint, of course. You could do the split with her, apparently. Very nice. How is the articulation to the front? Well, it's okay. Yeah, she can go like this and like this. Very nice. Then you have here a rotating part, or part where you can rotate her upper leg like this, just in case you want to break something, you know, make her look like she broke a leg, then you can do that, or make her sit very cute. Okay, so that's nice. Her knee joint does go very far. That goes all the way to here, as you can see. That's nice. Then we have her ankles. Her ankles go to the front, to the back. This is all we've got. Does it swivel to the left and right? No, it does not. Well, you can rotate it like this. So yeah, that's nice, but yeah, I would have loved it to be able to swivel, you know. What else? Well, yeah, that's it in terms of articulation. Let's look at some faceplates. So we're going to take, well, wait, before we do that, let's look at this faceplate first. This is the default face that she has on her head, which is a smiling face. I like it. Then we have this face, which is, well, an idle face. There's nothing special about it. It's just being, well, idle, or has no real expression. And then we have this face over here, which is a very sad face. Oh, by the way, what I told you about this thing over here. So with this, you can, there's this tip over here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can use that tip to rotate the eyes. So you just plug it in like this, and then, as you can see over here, I hope, you can rotate her eyes. Can you see that? So you can make all kinds of faces, like a very famous face. You know, like this. The only thing you would probably want is to make her mouth open and stick her tongue out. Yeah, so you can do very funny facial expressions with this, which I very much like. You know, because sometimes when you have a pose, you don't want it to have it look straight to the front. You know, sometimes you want them to look to the corners of her face or whatever. So yeah, that's a really nice touch. Another thing is the doll that you get. The doll of the commander. Very nice. Then you have these 2 feet over here. Oh. Yeah, so as I told you, these are feet to make her stand on her toes like this. So that looks very nice. Then we have her closed fists. Well, not closed fists. These are open. Open, well, holding hands. She's holding something big enough to put in her mouth. I mean ice cream, man. Okay, and then we have closed hands. Some people call these fists, which is a very logical term for this, because those are technically fists, right? You can punch people with it. So yeah. Oh yeah, then we have this part over here. Do I have to censor this? I'm not sure. But this is a very nice part of her body to make her, well, crouch when she shoots. And then here's the base. If you're interested, this is how it looks like. and then you can attach this little arm, or how do you call this? You can attach it like this, or you can attach this piece over here. You know, I don't think this is no, this is not completely in, but well, you get what I mean, right? And then of course you have her awesome weapon. Oh my goodness, look at this. Doesn't this look awesome? One of the coolest weapons I have ever seen in any video game, in my humble opinion. Yeah. Okay, so this figure cost around 60 euros or $70 on Hobby Link Japan. And if you would want to buy this from a store, then you would probably have to pay around $110 or 105 euros, something like that. That's what I have found before I made this video. Is she worth the price? Well, you know, if you look at other action figures, you know, like from Figma or Hyperbody, most of the action figures that you find are quite expensive. I think the Scarlet version from Figma is around 140 euros or dollars or something, so it's not cheap. Action figures are all very expensive, almost as expensive as some scale figures. But you know, you get a lot of fun things with it, you know, like the articulation and accessories and different body parts, whatever. So is it worth the money? I think looking at the grand scheme of things, I think this is a very good value for money price point for a very nice figure that's, well, decently articulate. Yeah, of course, this one is not very articulate, not as much as I would love to have it to articulate. You know, there are a few other Snail Shell figures that are more articulate than this. But you know, it's a collector's item. Everything we do on this YouTube channel are collector's items, and collector's items cost a lot of money. So yeah, is this worth the money? To me, it is worth the money, very much. I can do a lot of fun stuff with this. I can play around with articulations, do some nice photography and videography. And if you're that type of person, I think this is a very nice addition to your collection. And especially if you're also a very big Nikke fan, like I am. Well, there are some cons, of course, on this figure, because when you have, well, is it a con? If you want to remove her clothes, you have to take one arm off first. So, because her arm doesn't really articulate that far. And same goes for taking it on again, you know? Taking it on, putting it on. Yeah, the articulation is one of the cons on this action figure, and well, yeah, I'm not really bothered by it, to be very honest with you. I think I think it's decent enough to play around with. Okay, alright everybody, that's it for this video. If you like this video, then please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one. And well, I have been doing a lot of Nikke figures lately, and maybe if you want to have other action figures or figures reviewed, then please let me know in the comments. And please let me know in the comments if you have any experience with a Figma or a Snail Shell or Hyperbody. And yeah, please let me know your thoughts. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.